It was a quiet evening, and I was home alone for the first time in a long while. I'd always been comfortable in my own company, but something about that night felt off. The air was heavy, and an unsettling stillness seemed to hang over the house. I tried to shake it off, telling myself I was just being paranoid. The clock struck 11:30 p.m., and I decided to lock up for the night. As I walked toward the front door to check the locks, I passed by the living room window. That's when I saw it. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but no, there was no mistaking it. There was a face, pale and expressionless, staring at me through the window. It was so still, almost unnaturally still, as if it were frozen in time. The features were vague, but what struck me most were the eyes. They were dark, hollow, and blinking, staring straight at me. My heart pounded in my chest. I stood frozen, unable to look away, every instinct in my body telling me to run. But I couldn't move. My mind raced. Who could be out there? I lived in a quiet neighborhood, and it was unusual to see anyone outside, especially at this hour. And yet there it was, that face just watching. I finally mustered the courage to blink, and in that split second, the face was gone. I hurried to the door, checking the locks and bolting them shut. I glanced out the window again, but the street was empty. There was no sign of anyone, no footsteps in the freshly fallen leaves, no movement in the shadows. I wanted to believe I had imagined it, but I knew what I saw. Trying to calm myself down, I turned off the lights and went upstairs to bed, leaving all the lights on downstairs just in case. I lay there in bed for what felt like hours, listening for any sound, but all was silent, too silent. Just as I was drifting off, I heard a nose. It was faint at first, but it grew louder, the unmistakable sound of tapping. It was coming from the window. My stomach dropped. I didn't want to look, but something compelled me to. I turned my head slowly, and there it was again. The same face, this time pressed right up against my bedroom window. But here's the thing, my bedroom is on the second floor. The face was impossibly close, staring in at me with the same hollow eyes. Panic surged through me. I grabbed my phone to call the police, but my hands were shaking so badly I could barely dial. As soon as I looked away to punch in the numbers, the tapping stopped. I looked back at the window, but once again the face had vanished. The police arrived within minutes, but they found no one. No signs of forced entry, no disturbances outside. They chalked it up to nerves or a prank, but I knew better. I never saw the face again after that night, but the feeling of being watched never really went away. Even now, sometimes, when the house is quiet and the night is still, I swear I can hear that faint tapping just waiting for me to look.